We know today too, Chris, in the papers that there's going to be a big push from Labor. They're going to run an ad campaign right until polling day that basically says don't be scared about having Labor at a federal level and a state level. We know voters traditionally don't like that. They don't like one brand to control the country. But they're saying don't worry about that. Like Kevin Rudd promised, it'll actually be good for Australia. We'll be able to be much more collegiate. We'll work together and we'll solve a lot of problems. Well, we saw that with the National Cabinet. We didn't solve much at all. Do you think people will believe that?
Well, some will believe that, and I think many in Victoria will, because I get a sense that the baseball bats are out to stand up for Chairman Dan, to stand up for Victorians because of the way Scott Morrison treated them. I really believe that. I'm getting that sentiment from those in and out of the political sphere, and it's highly concerning. And look what Dan did yesterday. He decided to drop a gigantic poo-bar right on top of the Prime Minister. Boy, has he turned on him. I've got to say, though, in terms of the National Cabinet, you mentioned National Cabinet, full points to Michael Gunner during the week. When he resigned as Premier at the press conference, he was full of praise for what was set up in the National Cabinet and the way it ran. I think Michael Gunner can hold his head up high for saying that in the middle of a federal election. Too bad Dan Andrews couldn't tell the truth either.
Oh, I just think on that whole issue of the National Cabinet, though, as a Victorian, they felt abandoned by the Prime Minister, because when we were suffering under Daniel Andrews, the Prime Minister was kumbaya with Andrews. He didn't speak up. And I think that's at heart to this worrying Liberal vote down in Victoria right across the board, not just in those Teal seats. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Chris Smith, Peter Gleeson.